Okay, thank you for joining me. Let's go straight into the practice. You can be on a chair with the feet flat on the floor, or you can take your preferred meditative posture on a cushion on the floor. And we're going to go straight ahead and bring the hands into a prayer position. So when we bring the hands into prayer, we say it's like we make the many one. So as you do that, call it Anjali Mudra. Just feel the effects of bringing the hands together. There's like an instant change in our state of being or how we feel. And what's happening, we say we're making the many one. It's like every finger, from an Ayurvedic perspective, represents one of the 5 elements. And those elements go to make this manifold universe, this universe with all its various forms and manifestations. And that includes also like the subtler manifestations, the manifestations that move through our mind and our feeling world. So this bringing the palms together, bringing the fingers together, has perhaps, you feel it, an instant quietening effect. And then we're going to lower the chin to the chest, which also has a quietening effect on the brain. And our attention then, it's like our gaze is naturally, effortlessly turned to the space just behind where the thumbs touch the chest, just behind there. And with eyes closed, please begin to become aware of the movement of your breath. In through the nostrils and down into the heart space just behind your hands. And up from the heart, out through the nostrils. In and down, and up and out. And you might like to regulate the breath to an even 3 or 4 count. Inhale and exhale. And you notice that you kind of feel the breath just reaching your fingertips with the exhale. So it's like whilst your inhale moves in and down, touching the heart, filling the heart. Your exhale moves out and ends in the space just in front of the heart where your hands are. Feel the effect of this on your mental emotional state. This noticing, this practice. Maybe you notice a quietening. And as you notice that quietening, perhaps also as the breath settles and the mind settles, you notice some natural pauses in the breath arising. Perhaps at the top of your inhale and at the end of your exhale. Allow those pauses and notice how in the pauses there's no movement in the mind. Maybe you feel yourself really drawn to completely let go into that pause at the end of the exhale. And it's as if as we inhale, it's like we're opening to life, taking breath in, taking life force in. Which means as we exhale, as we expire, we're returning back to the very source of our being, to that which gives life, from which our life, our being arises. Allow yourself to be drawn deeply into resting in this space, this pause at the end of your exhale. Once you feel connected with that breath, noticing how it moves in to touch the space behind the heart and out to reach the space just in front of the heart where your hands are. If you wish, you can release the hands to your lap. Maybe you gently take the chin parallel to the floor, but we continue with this very quiet breath, this full presence to the space at the end of the breath. And if this space at the end of the breath is that from which our inhale arises, so our life-giving breath arises, and the space to which our exhale returns, we say it's like returning to the source of our being. Even that which gives birth to mind, but which is untouched by it. Notice the completeness, the wholeness, the contentment, the peace, the stillness that's here when we rest in Source. And how this presence, this fullness of being we feel when we rest in Source is the antidote, that opposite that we can cultivate. When we, to counter any of those more negative, disturbing thought patterns and emotional states that we might experience. Who are you when you rest here? You are not your anger, you are not your frustration, and how can it have such a hold on who you are here right now? How can it have any hold on you? Here we can find our affirmation of pure being. Who are you when you rest here? Really, it's beyond words, it's beyond name, because it's beyond form. But maybe you like to name it in a way to help you, loosen the grip of any disturbing mental, emotional states. Maybe you find here a peace, a total peace. So your affirmation can be, I am the peace of my heart. I am the peace I experience when I rest in Source. In the source of my being, I'm love. The peace, the love that is untouched by the flux of life. And the more you practice anchoring yourself in this, I am the joy of my heart. All these kind of reflections you might have on Source. As you anchor yourself in this, familiarize yourself with it more and more. Experience it as an expression of the opposite to that which might disturb you and pull you out of who you are in truth. Then perhaps that disturbing thought, that disturbing emotion will gradually have less and less of a hold on you. Okay, so please feel welcome to stay here, resting into your breath for longer, just really soaking in source. Or when you're ready, you might like to bring your hands back to prayer at your heart and lower your chin to your chest. And just acknowledge this beauty, this space, this source of being, which is yoga, as we say, is in the heart. Our self, our true self, so our source and the spark of life, our consciousness, all have their home in the heart center. Okay, thank you.